So unfortunately, I don't have the answers. All right. So since we're recording this, if you would like to introduce yourself, which I really wish you would, if you will unmute your microphone so that I can call on you and let you introduce yourself, that would be great. So I see that, Kristen, would you like to introduce yourself? Okay,
Yeah, my name is Kristen Davis. I'm with the Alzheimer's Association. I'm the program director, so I handle all the education, support groups, and volunteer recruiter.
That's so important. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Carol, if you will introduce yourself, that would be great as well.
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm Carol Irons. I'm a transformational life coach. I coach women to live with clarity, confidence, and courage. It's good to see everybody.
Hey, Renee, are you in a place where you want to introduce yourself, or is this not a good time?
No,
okay.
This is great. I'm here. I'm just not visible.
That's fine.
I'm Renee Wilson. I'm married to our speaker. I am an independent stylist with Color Street, and first and foremost, a professor in the music education department at MC.
Yay. Jamala, do you feel like introducing yourself?
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, I am Jamela Johnson, and I am a educational leader. I spend my time helping people chase and realize their dreams.
Wonderful. Hey, Cindy, how about you? Are you ready to introduce yourself? Okay, I think we'll have to get back with Cindy. How about you, Shelley?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I'm hoarse. This is Shelley Janis, and of course, I'm a broker associate with Century 21 Davis Stevens. And so I help people with other houses and buy houses. And I'm on the way to a home inspection and then a structural inspection, which is why I have my pretty picture up while I drive. But I did want to say hey to everybody, and I miss you all.
Miss you too. Hey, Kay, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, if I can get myself unmuted.
You are. I can hear you.
Good, good. I'm Kay Higginbotham. I'm with our network, and we have a global mall. We have a participation marketplace, which means you can earn and save within the same system. So we're excited about that. And it's good to see everybody. I miss everybody. I am recovering from a surgery from my my arm, my shoulder. So I've been recovering. I had my stitches out yesterday, so I feel like I'm doing well, and I'm looking forward. I've got a lot of therapy to do, but I'll make it. I feel like at least the surgery's in the rearview mirror, so I'm glad of that.
Wonderful. All right. Well, before I introduce Anthony, I'm going to go ahead and give him a speaker gift, and I'm really excited about this. That I get to present a speaker gift today. If you don't know me, I'm Lorraine Gilbert. I'm the president of WISE Network. I'm also an independent consultant for Rodan & Fields, and I'm also the author of 52 Bible Lessons. And I think Renee and Anthony have 52 Bible Lessons already, so I didn't want to give them that. So let me reach into my cute little bag here that you're going to be getting, Anthony, and I'll show you what you're getting. All right, the first thing in this little bag is a body moisturizer. That is going to be yours, and it's good for the whole family. And then I have some other things that most likely your wife is going to like. This is a little travel bag, or a little travel set for Reverse skincare. All her skincare can be used for men or women. Ted uses it as well. But I think the Reverse would be more for your wife than for you. I have a feeling that your skin is a little bit sensitive, believe it or not. And I think that you probably need the Soothe. I'm just guessing.
Gotcha. I thought maybe you just thought I was too far gone already.
No. And then I've got some other little samples in here as well. Rodan Fields is excellent skincare, and it's not about covering up what you have. It's about treating what you have and letting it be an investment in your skin so that you can have long life with the beautiful skin that you have, and not trying to cover it up and not trying to make it into something else, but improving it, improving the texture. You know, I'm not ashamed to say I'm 52 years old. I've worked 12 hours last night, and I'm tired, but I really think that Rodan Fields makes a big difference in my skin. So for me, it's been a blessing.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for all that.
All right. We'll get it to you. I know where you live.
Right.
All right. So Anthony, I've known him, I don't know, several years now. We attend the same church. And I knew that he did this training with helping you feel safe at home. And I thought that Ted and I were pretty much covered in that whole situation. You know, we have a electronic security device that videos and that kind of thing. And I thought, you know, hey, we're pretty much covered on that. But, you know, the church was offering a Stay Safe. What was the title of that seminar, Anthony, that we attended at church?
I had to get unmuted real quickly. It's called Refuse to be a Victim.
Refuse to be a Victim. Thank you. And I was so impressed with Anthony. I've always been impressed with Anthony. But after attending this event, I was like, wow, this is really, really good information. There was a lot of things I did not know. And it was really great because that particular workshop that I attended was not focused on, it was focused on not using a gun, basically. Just protecting yourself by being smart. And it was just very informational. It was wonderful. And Anthony is an incredible speaker. He's a teacher by trade and just very kind and really listens to what everybody says. So it was just a wonderful event. So after that, I was like begging him to come speak for us, and he agreed. And I'm just really excited. He's going to tell us about everything he offers and his experience and all that. And I'm just really glad that he's here. So thank you for being here today.
You're welcome. My pleasure. All right. Is that to me then?
Yep, it's to you.
Okay. Well, thank you for letting me come on and speak with everybody today. And I hope that you guys are handling this COVID quarantine and reopening stuff as best as we can. But I guess I should start with a little bit of background about myself. I'm a band director, public school band director. I've completed 18 years of that now. I'm from Lubbock, Texas, moved to Clinton 3 years ago, along with my wife, who's in the WISE network. That's Renee Wilson. She got that music assistant professor job at MC, and that brought us over here. And we are enjoying ourselves here so far. We just went back to Texas last weekend for my brother's wedding and came back in about 11 o'clock last night. So glad to be here with you. In addition to my band director life, I'm also a dedicated Scout and Trail Life USA leader. I grew up in Boy Scouts. I've served as Scoutmaster for 19 years after aging out of Boy Scouts. And then when we moved here, we joined a Trail Life USA troop with my son, and I'm now a registered leader with them. So I enjoy working with youth, whether it's teaching musical instruments or teaching wilderness survival and fire building and all those things. That's what I like to do the most. I guess I got into shooting as a hobby as a teenager. My mother introduced me to shooting first for personal defense kinds of things. And then through Boy Scouts, I got my rifle merit badge, my shotgun merit badge, all those things. Kind of fell in love with the hobby and shooting sports. And then as I became an adult leader, we needed some leaders to go get trained as instructors so that we could take our scouts shooting. And so I was one of 3 from the troop that went and got certified as an NRA certified rifle instructor. And I fell in love with teaching shooting sports, teaching those fundamental skills, those basic firearm classes. And I just started getting more and more certifications and letting it snowball, and teaching classes on the weekends when I didn't have an away game the night before. And it's just been awesome for me. I've been a firearms instructor now for 19 years, since 2001. And with that, I say firearms instructor, but that's not really the right term. It's firearms / personal safety / smart living kind of coursework that's involved with all that. But I do offer lots of different firearm and personal safety training. I work with school districts on their safety plans. I've been on the safety team at the schools that I've been at, of course. And then I've worked back in West Texas before we moved here. I was able to work with multiple school districts on their safety plans, and some of them that certify staff for concealed carry on campus. Those kinds of things. Have been heavily involved with that. Heavily involved with church security and safety. I was on my safety team back home before moving here. And then I'm not only on the safety team here, but somehow, must have been the meeting I didn't go to, I got nominated to be the Safe Sanctuary Committee Chair and Safety Team Leader at our church, First United Methodist here in Clinton. So this is something that's I'm very passionate about. It's very close to my heart. Never step away from it, I guess, basically. At this point, I'm an NRA certified instructor and training counselor, which means I can not only teach the student courses, but I can teach the instructor courses as well to certify new instructors. That may be of some use to some of you. I'm also a chief range safety officer, which means I can write safety plans for an entire gun range or a group that goes shooting, like a Boy Scout unit or a 4-H club or something like that. I'm also a USCCA certified instructor for their courses. They offer fundamentals of pistol and fundamentals of home defense and concealed carry, those kinds of things. A Texas Hunter Ed volunteer instructor, a Mississippi DPS certified enhanced carry permit instructor, and an ALICE certified instructor. If you've been around the school district much, you've probably heard of the ALICE program. It's one of the leading program for schools and churches and things to survive different kinds of crisis situations. My objectives for talking to you guys today is really, I just want to raise your awareness about classes that are available in your area you may not know about. I think we know that, okay, kids have to take Hunter Ed before they can go hunting, and adults under a certain age. And then we know maybe that there's a concealed carry permit if you want to carry a firearm in public, but we maybe don't know how that works yet. And we may have heard of the enhanced carry permit, but that's about it. And I think a lot of us don't realize that right in your own community, you very likely have multiple instructors like me working regular jobs during the day, but teaching weekend jobs or weekend classes on the side. And some that offer this stuff full time as their main job. And there are a wide variety of classes out there. So I just want to kind of show you some of those and let you know what's out there. Some of them you would need to go to the class that it's being offered at. You need to go to that gun range, for example, or something like that. But many of them you could bring into your business or your community groups, things like that. They're not all classes that you have to go to a place to offer. You can bring the instructor in and offer it locally, customized for your co-workers, for maybe the youth in your youth group, things like that. So I just wanted to show you some of those so that you're aware that they're out there. I also want to give you some things to think about regarding your own personal safety. So a few safety tips, if you will. We'll get to those. And then I want to make myself available to you to answer any questions that you may have. So I've put my website address and I've put my phone number. I'll go back in a minute and put my email into the chat box. But I just want to make myself available that if you have any questions about any of this kind of content, personal safety, firearms, any of those things, you are free to call me. I will do my best to answer your questions and help you move to whatever your next step may be. So with that said, let me jump over to, just going to take you to my website, and that's the easiest, most concise way for me to show you what I have to offer. And there are lots of people like me that offer lots of different things. If you're at all interested in becoming an instructor for any of these courses, then contact me. I can help you down that road as well. Again, with any of the NRA classes, I can actually handle your instructor certification, help you get set up and kind of mentor you along the way. But this is my website. It's www.shootspsa.com. That stands for South Plains Shooting Academy. Now, I'm from West Texas, so when I started this business years and years ago, South Plains Shooting Academy, and then moving here to Mississippi, debated for a while, should I change the name, keep the name, those things. Decided to keep the name, bring a little bit of my past with me, I guess, to Mississippi. So you may not have big open plains here like we have in West Texas, uh, but there you go. So on this main page, you have direct links to my training, the products that we offer, and how to contact me. So I'll just go through these in order, I guess. You click the training bubble or the read more tab, then it'll bring up the long list of courses. Okay. Now, usually when I have courses scheduled in the near future, they'll be listed right over here. So you can just come periodically check the site if you want to see if there's a basic pistol course or an enhanced carry permit or a basic rifle course, whatever you may be interested coming up. Those will be listed there. With the quarantine, don't really have much going on right now, I guess. Also, you'll see some links on the right. These will be on every page on the website that you can, if you are buying things, you can check the cart or you can search for things. You can join my mailing list right here. And that'll let me send you an email every time that I have new courses scheduled and coming up. There's a link where you can send me a quick email, all those things. I throw up some tips for success and some other information over there about refunds. But the main information is right here on these courses. Again, I'm not the only one in the area offering these courses. So if you feel like you are interested in any of these, you can contact me, or you can do a search on NRA.org under their training information. You can do a search by zip code or by state, and you can tell it, look within 100 miles of me, and it'll pull up all of the NRA courses that are scheduled. And sometimes you'll be surprised to see that, man, there might be one going on right down the street at this church, or over here at this school, or over here at this club. And you didn't know that those were going on. But there is a basics of pistol shooting course. That's a minimum 8-hour course. Different instructors will go different lengths and delve different levels of deepness into the items. Mine is about a 14-hour course when I teach that. It's basically everything that you need to know about pistol shooting. It covers semi-automatic pistols, revolvers, single action, double action, those kinds of things, along with how ammunition works and the components of ammunition, all the shooting fundamentals, and about 5 hours of range time. Also cover gun storage and cleaning your firearms, those kinds of things. And everything is heavy, heavy, heavy with gun safety. We have the same kind of class for rifle. It's just the NRA basic rifle course. Same thing for shotgun. If you need more information on any of these, you can just click these links at some point in your own leisure, and it will open a page that gives more background on those classes. This one, the home firearm safety course. This one's unique that it does not have a shooting component. It is just a 4-hour firearm safety class as far as how to treat firearms safely. It does not involve shooting. This is a great one for the whole family to take. I'm big in the whole family taking this. I don't want just one parent coming to take it and then trying to disseminate information to the rest of the family, and they don't always take that information very well. I try to structure it so that you could bring the whole family to these, but this one in particular is great for youth groups and family units. It just goes over again the firearm safety rules, how to store firearms and ammunition appropriately, and how to unload them. It is not a training course for shooting. It is not a training course for defensive stuff. It is just how to safely unload the gun and keep it safely in the home, those kinds of things. Then we get into the more advanced courses. NRA has a personal protection inside the home course. This is one where you start learning how to shoot defensively. We cover lots of different defensive shooting concepts using cover and concealment. Concealment being something that hides you, like a sofa, and cover being something that stops incoming bullets, like a filing cabinet full of papers. Unfortunately, in the movies, they get those confused. But anyway, they haven't taken my class. Then there's NRA's personal protection outside the home course. This parrots off the inside the home course and really blends into concealed carry out in public. If you're going to travel with a firearm or carry one out in public, this is a great class for you. These classes do get into engaging multiple threats, thinking through scenarios before they happen. It takes you through your psychological responses and your physiology responses to a crisis encounter, those kinds of things. They are great courses. There's that Refuse to be a Victim seminar that Lorraine mentioned that we did at the church. That's about a 4.5-hour seminar, almost 5 sometimes, that just goes through over 75 personal safety tips. It deals with personal safety at your home, things you can do to harden your home from attack, things to do when traveling. It has hotel tips, carjacking tips, using ATM tips, laundromats, public transit, airports, all kinds of things. And it's just 75 tips or more about things to do to keep from being the victim today. Range safety officer training is required by Boy Scouts, Trail Life USA, sometimes 4-H and those other groups. This is the person who runs the live fire on the shooting range. And so that person has to have that training. Also, again, I mentioned that we can help you get instructor certified if that's something you're interested in. So there's information there about that. Also, there's an Eddie Eagle gun safe program from NRA. This is where we teach young children. We can come into as young really as preschool, kindergarten and first grade, second, third grade, fourth, fifth grade, things like that. We can come in and give them a presentation on what to do if they're at a friend's house and they see a gun. Very good information to stop, don't touch, leave the area, tell an adult. It's the basic mantra for the Eddie Eagle Gun Safe program. But that has little coloring books for the kids. It has decals and stickers that they can be awarded at the end of those classes. Good things to teach them what to do if they encounter one when they shouldn't. Again, for the Mississippi Enhanced Firearm Permit Certification course, that's a course with a lot of interest. I have one called New to License to Carry, Now What? And this goes over mental things. It's not a shooting course either, but it goes over mental things that you need to know if you're going to employ a firearm for self-defense. And really, it's not firearm specific, just how to get out of situations without having to go to those last options. We can help you pick the right firearm for you. I'm a firearm dealer, a federally licensed Class 1 firearm dealer, but I'm a non-stocking dealer. I don't stock any firearms for sale. So that means that if you come to me, I'm going to help you find the real right gun for you and not just the one that I have the most profit margin on sitting on the shelf over here, or the one that's been sitting too long. So it takes a little longer to get one through me, but I will help you get the right one if you're interested in that. We do offer shooting lessons, those kinds of things. We have emergency preparedness classes that deal with bugging in and bugging out. And we've had, as you can see across the country, there have been some instances lately, starting with the quarantine, where that's an emergency situation and you need some toilet paper. So we handle things like that in that class. Also, we do the Trail Life USA and the Boy Scouts of America, rifle merit badges, shotgun badges, those kinds of things. Again, I am a Class 1 dealer. I do sell products. I don't stock any of them, so you just have to contact me and kind of help me figure out what you're looking for. But this is not only the firearm. I can help you get the right holsters, flashlights, scopes if you need that, clothing, pepper spray, safes for your guns, Kubatons, knives, really anything else. I'm basically a sporting goods store. I'm a walking sporting goods store. So anything that you could buy at any of those outdoor shops, I can help you get if you need that help. There are also some helpful links on that website just to go to different things that are pertinent to firearm training. And I will send out again my email here in a little bit. Let me move on now. I'll give you guys some personal safety tips to think about today. The first one is one of my absolute favorite myths, and it's the wasp spray myth. I'm not going to ask how many of you have heard it, but likely, if I were a betting man, I would think that most of you have heard or been told at some point that you should keep a can of wasp spray for self-defense. And I want to undo that myth right now if I can. Please do not do that. I'll give you some reasons why. Number one reason, it does not work. There are videos on YouTube you can go watch if you want to see somebody getting sprayed with wasp spray. I guess you could try it yourself, but I can't make that recommendation in good conscience. I can just tell you that it does not incapacitate an attacker. It does not immediately blind an attacker. Okay? What it does do is maybe make somebody upset, and it does put you in a bad legal position, because on the back of the wasp spray, if you read the directions, it says it is a violation of federal law to use this product in any manner other than labeled on this label. Okay. It also says that that chemical is toxic, poisonous to humans. Okay. So when you knowingly use a poisonous, toxic chemical on another human, that's something called deadly force. Your act was deadly force. But the problem is that you may not have been in a situation where deadly force was warranted. You may have been in a situation where some level of force was warranted, but by using a toxic chemical like that, you've put yourself using deadly force, possibly before it was legally justified. Okay, you've also committed a federal violation by using that product in a way not specified on the can. Okay, the biggest reason really is that it does not work. But I also hate to see good people get in trouble for doing something that somebody told them to do that turned out to be wrong. So what should you do? You should get a good can of OC pepper spray, and that is regulated by the FDA for human consumption. And I don't recommend consuming it, but it is regulated as a product for humans. It is the appropriate thing to use. So do some research on the different OC pepper sprays and get one of those, or look into other self-defense tools such as firearms, other kinds of things. But basically learn to stay out of trouble would be even better. Second thing I want to bring up is I want to help you think about setting boundaries and making plans for when somebody violates your boundaries. Do you already have a boundary for how close other people can get to you in the grocery store? If you're standing there looking at the shelf, maybe you've got a child with you. Do you have a boundary already of how close a stranger can get to you and your child? If not, you need to come up with that boundary, but you also have to come up with your plan for if somebody does violate that boundary, okay? And for how many times they violate the boundary. And you've got to have new boundaries. We call this a cascade of threshold stimuli. It's a fancy word for it. But just make boundaries that if somebody does this, I'm going to do this, okay? A boundary and a response. That leads me straight into my third tip. Be very wary of anyone who violates your no. If you have said the word no and they keep coming, there's a problem. And I don't mean just a criminal attack. I mean, you're getting a pile of stuff out of your car to carry inside, and some neighbor or other person at the business or the church or whatever says, oh, here, let me help you with that. And you say, no, I've got it. It's okay. And they say, oh, but please, let me help you. I can help you. No, I'm all right. I got it. Oh, come on now. Just let me. And they start to take it from you. They have violated your no 3 times. Does not mean they are a threat, but it can be an indicator early on that somebody has bad intentions for you. They certainly are showing that they don't respect your wishes. Okay. Now they may just be nice and trying to help, but you have the right to say, no, I've got it. Thank you. Really, I don't need your help today. And you get to set that boundary and then have a plan if that boundary gets violated again. But pay attention, because the person who violates your no frequently probably does not have your best interest at all. And that's all I've got, Lorraine. I'm going to mute, and I'll go type my email into the chat box as well.
Right. Thanks, Anthony. It looks like we're about ready to run out of time. We've only got 2 minutes left. But I do want to say that one thing that I really liked about the Do Not Be a Victim course that I took with you is that it really hit home with me that as an adult driving around, there's a lot of safety things that I don't even think about. And many of us have kids that are going to be starting to drive or going to college, and how much that particular course would benefit so many people. You know, the fact that we think, oh, I'm not going to go to this gas station for this or this or that because of this, that. And our kids that are just learning how to drive or going off to college may not even be processing that. And we take it for granted, so we may not pass that information on. So things like that, it was just really eye-opening. And I would really highly recommend to anyone to take one of Anthony's courses or just reach out to him. And the fact that he can go to your business and train your employees as well, and have some courses and help your employees feel safe as well. So especially if you have any employees that go out into the community and things like that, things to be looking for. So I think that it would just be an awesome service that you provide. All right, well, we're gonna be getting turned off here in just a minute. So if you would like to post your name and your business in the comments, that would be great. And thank you all for being here, and thank you, Anthony, for sharing your wisdom. And I just highly recommend Anthony. I think